For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everyone is doing well. We are live, all the way live from the East Bay. What's going on from the Bay Area? Let's recognize some people in the house. What's up, the Shaw Show? What's up, brother? Then we got Raphael, one of my members in the house. What's up, Raphael? 15629ers. We got John in the house. What's up, John? Welcome. We got Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights in the house. Let's go. Let's talk 49er football, guys. Before we proceed, as I like to say, please wipe your feet before entering and make sure that you smash that like button for your boy Niner Sickness. I would appreciate that very, very much. Let's talk 49er football. If you're not a Niner fan, F your team. It's all about the Niners. Niners are taking the West. The Niners are taking the NFC, and we will make the Super Bowl this year. Count on it. Let's go. Brock Purdy will take us to the promised land. Let's talk about it. Welcome, Dominator. Welcome. We got Brad in the house. What's up? Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I am fired up. I hope you guys are fired up for a wonderful night. Late night football conversations on a Wednesday night or Thursday. Excuse me, Thursday night. I'm a day behind and $1 short. So let's talk some 49er football. Apparently, still no Nick Bosa. What's going on with Nick Bosa, ladies and gentlemen? Should we panic? Should the Niners be panicking right now because Nick Bosa has not yet signed his contract, or you have faith that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan will get it done? My voice is good all day. I decided to go live, and my voice wants to go away. Unbelievable. What's up, David Corona? Good to see you, my friend. So, should the Niner fan base worry about the absence of Nick Bosa? And let's say, for sake of argument, Nick Bosa signs his contract before week 1. We know that Nick Bosa is always in shape, right? We know he's always in shape. We know he takes care of his body. He comes in with zero fat on his body. I know he's training. He's working hard, but he hasn't put on the pads. He didn't come in the preseason. He didn't come in for training camp. Are you guys worried that if Nick Bosa does sign with the San Francisco 49ers, and when he signs, he will play week 1, are you guys worried he can get hurt because his body is not technically football ready since he hasn't practiced with the pads? Or do you guys think that no, Bosa can handle it? He will be just fine. I am curious to know in the comments what your thought is. Yeah, Brad, I hear you. Brad says, I have faith, but it is silly that it's taking this long. Now, keep in mind, this will be arguably the biggest franchise contract that the San Francisco 49ers have ever given a player since coming into the league. And I'm pretty sure the Niners, Murad Parag, wants to make sure that it works for Nick Bosa, and they want to make sure that it works for the Niners. Let me ask you guys something. Without getting emotional, without answering emotionally, a real honest question. How much is too much for Nick Bosa? In other words, at what point do we say we got to trade him? He's asking too much. If that's the case, I don't even know if that's the case. Nick Bosa can be already signed. Nick Bosa can be trying to work something else. I'm just saying, assuming that it is an amount that Nick Bosa wants. In your thoughts, without adding emotion, because emotion would be like, hell no, we're not trading Bosa. I'm asking you as a football fan, how much is too much? And if Bosa doesn't come in within that window that the Niners are willing to pay, would you be okay in trading him? Very curious. 49er Hive, what's up, brother? I like this. He says, I think we're getting the Bosa signing tomorrow. Interesting. I pegged him at Friday. Anybody that has heard my podcast or podcasts that I've been on here have heard me say that I think also that Nick Bosa would sign by tomorrow, Friday, September 1st. If he doesn't sign by tomorrow and we go into the weekend, I will be a little bit more concerned of our situation. Yvonne Sanchez, line time no see, line time no hear. How you doing, girl? I completely understand. You get up early in the morning, handle your business. I do appreciate you stopping by even for a minute to say hello to the chat. Appreciate you, Yvonne. Have a wonderful sleep and have a great day tomorrow at work. Everything be all right with Nick Bosa. Okay, hold on. Everything be all right with Nick Bosa. You be ready. All right. So we have confidence in let me do this real quick. Give me a second. Since we're talking about Nick Bosa. You guys have confidence in Nick Bosa a little bit more than I do. I do believe, the Niners haven't given me no reason to doubt the Niners, right? Fred Warner was signed. Kittle was signed. Armstead was signed. Who else? They extended Greenlaw. So it seems that the 49ers really, really take care of the players they covet. Now, again, the whole situation with Bosa, this is going to be the biggest contract ever given to a player since the existence of the San Francisco 49ers. So I understand a lot of us are nervous. We want him signed now. But we also want the 49ers to get it right. We want Bosa to get paid. Bosa deserves his bag. He has played great. He's a great specimen. Helps us in the defense. He is the quarterback of the defense, if you will, besides Fred Warner. I want Bosa to get paid, but I don't want it to cost our future either. I don't want to invest our future in Nick Bosa, where next year we can't sign Brandon Ayuk, or the following year we can't sign this person, or we lose Debo, or we lose this person because of the extension of that contract. So I want Bosa to get paid, but I also want the Niners to be smart in how much they give him. All right. 49er Hype says, I think anything 40 million plus a year is time to move on from him, but better get an absolute haul for him. That part, I'm not worried. People will give 2 first rounds and a third, or two number ones and a second. That now people thinking about getting 3 number ones or 4 number ones. That's not. I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. 2 number ones and a third, 2 number ones and a 2, or 2 number ones and 2 number 2s. I see it happening, but we'll see. We shall see. Let's see here. We got David Cantu in the house. What's up, David? We got Fernie Leo Gonzalez in La Casa. What's up, Mr. Gonzalez? Niner Hive says, I think I read that one. Give me a second. I believe this is the second one you had. But I imagine he's in the 35 to 37 a year range. I think most of the holdup has been over contract length. I tend to agree. Not the 35 to 37 part. I think that's way too much. I think anything over 33 is paying too much, personally. I will not want the Niners to pay more than 33 a year. Aaron Donald's getting 31 point whatever. So 35 to 37 is way too much. But I do believe it could be that they've come to an agreement on the finance part, but they're working on the extent of the contract. Bosa might want 4 years. The Niners might want to get him for 5 or maybe 6 years. And Bosa's like, no, I'm still young. I know what I'm worth, and I think I can get another contract in 4 years. So that can be something they can be discussing as well. I was going to ask. I was going to say, I don't. I'm like, okay. No worries, brother. No worries. No te preocupes. Might have overspent for Hargrave. Do you think we overspent? That's an interesting question. Brought on. We haven't seen the benefits yet of Hargrave. I think the statement you just made will be more appropriate at the end of the season. Wouldn't it be? At the end of the season of 2023, based on what Hargrave does or doesn't do, would determine whether we pay too much. This is just me, though. I think we got to see what Hargrave does. We got to see what he does for this defense and how much of an impact he is. And at the end of the year, I think I can sit there and go, you know what? We paid too much. We paid just enough. Or maybe we underpaid based on his performance. But that's a good topic. That is a good topic you brought up. Absolutely. Nick Bosa. How much money does he want? I think personally, again, and I can't stand the Rams and Aaron Donald. This is the whole Aaron Donald crap. I understand he wants his money. He got his money. But the Rams are so stupid. They're so free to throw money away. That's what the Rams do. They just throw money away. That's why they're so much over the cap that they don't have money to spend. Well, they're not over the cap, but they don't have any money to spend. It would take them over the cap. So they get a bunch of rookies, right? But this whole Aaron Donald, 31 point whatever, is what's getting, because I believe that TJ Watt is getting like 28 million. So, interesting. Bosa probably wants 3 years for another big payday. Yeah, I don't think the Niners are even entertaining 3 years. Not for the caliber. Again, I'm not saying that Deebo Samuel is not a great player. I love Deebo. But let's keep it 100. Deebo is not in the same lane that Nick Bosa. We may hurt without Deebo, but we can manage. Can the Niners really manage without Nick Bosa? And I say no. I say the Niners need Nick Bosa more than Nick Bosa needs the Niners. Now, 4 years, maybe. I wouldn't want 4 years. I would want 5 or 6. But that's me as a fan, right? Because Bosa doesn't look like he's going to suck after he gets paid. This guy's a beast. You know how some players, they get paid, and then next thing you know, they just start slacking off. They're not really giving back from the investment that the Niners or the team pays. I don't think that'll be the case with Bosa. I think Bosa will earn every penny he gets going forward. But if he does want 3 years, I can see why the Niners is taking so long. I want 5, the minimum, and 6, the most. Somebody told me one time 7 years. I'm like, nope, there's no way Bosa's signing for 7 years. No way. I wouldn't do it. And I want him here for a long time. Jesus M in the house. What's up, Jesus? Welcome to the show, my friend. Everybody that came in and is tuning in that I have not seen in the comment, welcome to the Niner Sickness Podcast. Make sure to wipe your feet before entering and smash that like button for me. I appreciate that. If you're watching me on YouTube, if you're watching me on Facebook or on Twitter, please make your way over to YouTube and hit that like button for me. I would appreciate it very, very much. Probably settle for 33 mil and 4 years. Yeah, I can see that happening. I wouldn't want that, but I can see that happening. I'd rather have 5, 30. Listen, if he signs 6 years, I'll give him 35. 35 million per year for 7 years. I mean, 6 years, not 7, excuse me. For 6 years, let's go. 35 mil for 6 years, let's go. But for 5, for 4, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Whatever happened to the next man up that Kyle keeps saying? Well, what happens is that if for whatever reason Nick Bosa doesn't sign and he gets traded, then at that point, yes, it will be the next man up. But Bosa technically is still part of the Niners. He hasn't signed anywhere else. He hasn't asked for a trade. So there's really no sense of what's the next man up if Bosa is still an opportunity to play here. So I think that'll be something we worry about, or Kyle worries about, if it comes to a point where the Nick Bosa is going to get traded. Then we worried about the next man up. But right now, Bosa is still playing in San Francisco, in my opinion. Good question, though, Jesus. There's no next man for Bosa. We saw that when he went down in 2020. Nick Bosa is a special beast. We got to come to an agreement on that. He is a special animal. People like to say, well, Joey's, listen, I know Joey's related to Bosa in blood, I understand. But I never agreed that just because one sibling is good, that the other one can be better. Even twins. When you see twins, I can believe that one twin can be much better than the other. I don't believe in that. Look at Barber. Ronnie Barber, and the running back for the Jets. I mean, the running back from the Giants hasn't made it he didn't make it to the Hall of Fame. And the Barber from the corner from Tampa Bay made it in. And they're twin brothers. So that's exactly to my point. I've been looking at the schedule we have this season. Honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but I believe we don't have a tough game until we play Cincinnati and maybe even Baltimore. I believe if we stay healthy on all three faces of the ball, I see a 13-plus win this season. Interesting. Let me say hello to Teresa. Bailey, how you doing, Teresa? Welcome. What's up, my sister? Welcome. We got Corey Davis in the house. What's up, Corey Davis? Welcome. Look who it is, my brother from another mother. This man I have so much respect for. I watch all his takes. I just got finished watching him and Larry, and I forgot the other gentleman's name. No disrespect. I know a lot about him, but I just don't remember his name off the tip of my tongue. But I got done right before I started to do this show. I was watching them. Sometimes I don't comment, but I definitely watch. Jess, thank you for stopping by, brother. It means a lot that you stop by on my podcast. Even if you do a flyby, you stop and say hi and you move on. I truly appreciate you definitely stopping by and showing me some love and support. And I love that video you made about always supporting all content creators, whether you like them or not, whether you agree with them or not, whether they have the same take of you. We all got to support each other. And what I mean by support, at the very least, don't talk crap about somebody. Don't talk crap about somebody. If you don't want to go to their channel, fine, don't go. But don't talk bad about other content creators just because you don't agree with them. Just because you don't agree with certain content creators. Now, you can have your opinion about what they speak of, but let's all be civil. We all love the 49ers. We all have different opinions. We all have a different thought. And let's continue to do this and have fun without having to put any content creators down. Whether they have 20,000 followers or 20 followers, they are doing what they love to do. And Jesse has said this before, and I agree. Making content is not easy. Now, I don't do it full time. I do it for me, it's a hobby. So I don't put all the effort that Jesse does and everyone else, Kruger and Larry Kruger and everybody else that does their job. I admire people like that. I admire because it's not easy. And I know a lot of us, we like to critique and we like to say, oh, I can do better than him. I can do better. But yet you're not doing anything. So, Jesse, I love you, brother. I have a lot of respect for you, my friend. And I've learned a lot. And another thing, you don't have to be younger than the individual to learn. I am at least 15 plus years older than Jess, I believe. And I've learned so much from him. He's so smart and wise. And I say that, and I'm not saying that just because you popped in my stream. Now, by popping in my stream, you came into my mind right now. So this is why I'm speaking highly of you. But appreciate you, brother. Unfortunately, Randy Daytona. What's up, Randy? Welcome, sir. Unfortunately, Nick gets hurt, doesn't come to camp to help develop the young player, and runs out of gas around week 14. He's why we start slowly every year. That's an interesting take, Randy. I don't know if it's... I don't know if the whole blame goes on Bosa. I think it's a team situation. Whatever, but you know what? Listen, I don't want to start slow every year. I don't. But I'm a firm believer. It is not how you start, but how you finish that impresses me. It is not how you start, but how you finish that impresses me. The Niners do start slow, and this is not okay to start slow, but I'm saying they have started slow, but they finish strong. Now, we can come in disagreement because when I say finish strong, not making the Super Bowl, you might say, well, we did not finish strong. But I think getting to the NFC Championship is finishing strong, but not accomplishing the final goal. Because the goal for every team every year is not only to make it to the playoffs, but, well, first and foremost is to win your division. You want to win your division, right? Then you want to make the playoffs and hit the Super Bowl. Good night, Yvonne Sanchez. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot, Yvonne. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I love you. God bless you. May God bless you tonight, and may God bless you tomorrow, and keep you safe at work. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. I'll come back to that. Let me come back to this. Thank you, Jess. Much love back. Jesus says nobody is unapproachable. Niners will find another. Well, slow down, my friend. Slow down. Nick Bosa is not gone yet. All right? Nick Bosa is not gone yet. Week 1 is not here yet. Let's hold. I understand where you're coming from, and you're right. But Bosa is a different beast. It's not like you're replacing Buckner. And I know a lot of people like Buckner, but Bosa's not Buckner. We manage without Buckner. I don't know if we can do that without Bosa. So I am not ready to say goodbye. Anywhere ready. What do you think about the right side of the O-line? I like McKivitz. Now, what's my concern if McKivitz gets hurt or any of the starters? Then I'm going to worry. If the 5 starting offensive linemen, from Trent Williams to Aaron Banks to Brendo, Spencer, and McKivitz, I am good. I think McKivitz is really going to surprise many Niner fans this year. I expect a better year from him than I ever did from Mike McClinchy. But, knock on wood, if one of those offensive linemen get hurt, I am very, very concerned what we're going to do at that point. But if they can stay healthy, I'll be excited to see what they do. I think this will be one of the top 10 offensive lines. So do we think the Niners are actually gonna load manage CMC like the report says? Or Kyle gonna run him until the wheels fall off? You know what? That's a good question, Niner High. But this is a reason why I really want Elijah Mitchell to remain healthy. If Elijah Mitchell could remain healthy, yes, we have Mason. Yes, we have TDP. And those are great complements to the run game. But the 1 and 2 punch that can be lethal will be CMC and Elijah Mitchell. They're both great runners between the tackles, outside. They both can run outside. They both can catch the ball. Now, CMC is the best. But I like Elijah Mitchell. So if Elijah Mitchell stays and remains healthy, and that's a big if, because history has shown the man gets hurt a lot. But if he can remain healthy, I don't think that will put a lot of pressure on Christian McCaffrey. Again, Mason and TDP are great compliments. But you need, at least in my opinion, you need Elijah Mitchell to back up CMC. I haven't kept up with any injuries, updates lately, and word on Moody. Moody's day-to-day. They did sign another kicker for kind of like for emergencies. They think that Moody can go week 1. That's what they're hoping for. But it's a wait and see, unfortunately, for now for Moody. Boy, did Moody bring down the mood, didn't he? When it comes to other players, they put, let's see here, they put Robert Beal on the IR. They put, I can't think of the other player. Oh, Cameron Latu on the IR, I believe. I could be mixed up on the players. And then they signed again Hyder and Austin Bryant to the active roster. And I think Luter, our rookie corner, is hurt. So he's not going to play for the first 4 games. And let's see, who am I missing? And then Hufanga is dealing with an injury. Hopefully he'll be ready. They're saying he might be ready for week 1, but that is something you want to keep an eye on, is Talanoa Hufanga. Every player, okay, I think I read that one. Charge. Let's not treat Bosa like a god. Bosa better have 30 sacks per year if he gets overpaid. Now, treating Bosa like a god, that is extreme. But Bosa is definitely special. Now, I think 33 million or higher is too much money. I think 32. Maybe 3 years. 4 years at 32. I'm hoping 5. But 4 years at 32, that's still a lot. 32 at 5 years, I can do. I'll even give him 35 if he signs for 6, but that's just me. Okay, where am I? Randy says, kids have higher IQs than older people, believe it or not, because we used and lived around a lot of lead paint, excuse me. For your comment, I'm just making your theory clear by the way I'm reading tonight. My goodness. Lived around a lot of lead paint in our day. You did lead paint too, huh? No, can't believe I ever sniffed paint. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I don't think that's... I think the kids nowadays are a little bit smarter, not because we did a lot of lead paint, or I think it's because the internet is so available. We're so advanced in technology that there's more things. Like, you don't have to have a whole set of encyclopedias. Remember those really expensive encyclopedia books that nobody can really afford unless you were like in the higher middle class family? Now you just got to go to the internet, ask Google, and get your answer. So, I don't know. But I've seen a lot of old people that are still very, very smart. I said good night earlier. She's probably already in bed. Good night, Yvonne. Not even kidding. Interesting. Finishing strong and finishing the job can be two different things. Exactly. I like that. We finished strong, but we did not finish the job. Well put there, Niners side. Well put. We finished strong, but unfortunately, we did not finish the job. What was the job? To win the Super Bowl. Well said. Du Mama, huh? Same name? I read that, by the way. I read it wrong, by the way. So I had a double dip in that comment. Jesus, Bosa may never reach 20. Yeah, 30 sacks for one player. I don't know if that's, no, because the highest is 22 by oh my God, what am I forgetting names? The kid from, well, he's not a kid anymore. He's a full-grown man from the Giants. Strahan? I think Michael Strahan. There it is. If he still holds it. I don't know. Maybe TJ Watt already beat him, or the kid over there in Cleveland. I don't even know. Let me know in the comments. Does Michael Strahan still hold the record for the most sacks in a season? Now I'm curious. What's up, John? He says Nick Bosa was there. Nick Bosa was there. A post today that he was flying from Florida to San Francisco today. Interesting. Now, see, people, you know what's funny? People got excited when they heard that Bosa went from Florida to New York. Oh my God, he went to New York. He's going to go see his agent. That don't mean shit. He needs to be in San Francisco, particularly in Santa Clara, because that's where he's going to sign his contract, not in New York. So when I heard he went to New York, I'm like, okay. But if you heard that he went, that I don't know who your sources are, John, and I'm not going to say that it's not true because I haven't read anything. But if this is true that he flew to San Francisco today, that's a very, very good sign. And matter of fact, if he flew to San Francisco today, we can hear about his signing tomorrow. So that's interesting, a statement there, John. Gabriel Hernandez is in la casa. What's up, Gabriel? How you doing, sir? Says, what's up, Beto? I believe Bosa will play on week 1 Niners numero uno. For me, seeing is believing. I've been watching the NFL for too long to hold my breath on something that is not certain yet. But I'm stuck with the comment that John made. If he did fly to San Francisco today, that's very, very promising. All right, let's see here. Yeah. Shout out to Aaron Banks. You're absolutely. A lot of people called him a bust. Looked really good in camp. Probably. You got to remember, year 1, he was playing out of position. Some guards can play both sides. It's very apparent that Aaron Banks thrives on the left, not so much on the right. But there's no way that we're going to put Aaron Banks year 1 when we still had, I can't think of his name, the guy that went as a free agent to New York Jets. The fact that I can't remember his name It's how much Aaron Banks has replaced him very well. But I do remember those days. He's a bust. The Niners should have never taken him with a second pick in the second round. What are they saying now? Yeah. Mitchell is a surprising key. Yes. If he stays healthy, he is a great complement to CMC. I love that combination. Thunder and lightning between those two. I love Mason. I love myself TDP. They look fabulous in training camp and preseason. But I know what Elijah Mitchell can do in real games when he's healthy. I know what CMC can do. I don't buy into what I see in preseason. What sells me is what I see in regular games. That's what I want to see. Okay, I read that one. Just got to say faithful. We always got to remain faithful. Absolutely. Brian is in the house. Okay, so this is probably a lot of people hearing a lot of things. Now, Brian says, I heard Bosa is flying to Florida. Now, if he's still in New York and he's flying back to Florida, that's not a good sign. If he flew to San Francisco, that is definitely a good sign. But now, I don't know what to believe. I haven't really been on Twitter, so I haven't really been hearing anything today. I've been really busy. So we'll see. If Bosa signs a 5-year that got year ain't gonna be close to that's a lot of money, Brad. You're talking quarterback money, bro. I love Bosa. He is a top pass rusher, indeed. But he's not Patrick Mahomes. I would not be happy with the San Francisco 49ers if they paid Bosa 45 to 50 mil for 5 years. I wouldn't even be happy if they gave him 45 to 50 for 7 years. I would be pissed. I love Bosa. I own like 5 different jerseys of Bosa. But I'm not paying him no 45 to 50 for I don't care how length of time. Unless it's 10. Oh, man. He's not going to do it for 10 years either, but that's a lot of money, man. And people say, well, just pay him. It's anybody can give, a millionaire can give $100 easily. Someone that is not a millionaire probably can give $100 away too, but not as easily, right? It's easier to say, Niners, just pay him whatever you want. But if you were paying him, it would be different. And I got to look at it for how it benefits or hurts the San Francisco 49ers. I got to make sure, does this signing hurt the 49ers going forward? I think Parag will figure it out. I got so excited when I heard that he was flying to San Francisco. And I'm not saying nothing against you, John. You just probably rely what you read. But damn it, I do want Bosa signed. Okay, well, I was never a painter. So if I was around paint, it's because I was sniffing it, not necessarily using it. But I hear you. Yeah, that's a possibility. That could be an argument between them. Bosa won 4 years. The Niners won 5. Bosa might won 3. We don't know. We just don't know what. Okay, Michael Strahan still holds the record. Yeah, 22. And how long has he held it for? How many years has he held it for? A lot of years. So the fact that that hasn't been broken for Bosa to get 30, he would have to get 3 sacks. I'm not doing the timetables right now, but I'm summing 3+ sacks a game, every game. That's hard to do, man. That is very, very hard to do. Okay, Watt had 21.5. Wow, he came a half a sack, not 5. He came a half a sack away from getting it. Didn't Aaron, not Aaron, what's his name? Aldon Smith. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Aldon Smith, didn't he come short too? Didn't he have like 21.5 as well and came that close of beating it? Or was it Nick Bosa the year before? I don't remember. Somebody let me know. They are tied for, who's tied for 22? Strahan in the NFL single season with 22.5. Okay. All right. So he had 22.5. And according to Niner High, Watt got 22.5 last year. So they are tied with the most sacks. All right. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Randy and 49er Hive. Appreciate it, man. You guys are awesome. All right, real quick. Moving on off of Bosa. Do we have an issue at the kicker position? Do we have an issue at the kicker position? Jake Moody is a rookie. Jake Moody didn't kick very well or very much. Jake Moody missed the last preseason game due to injury. Should we be concerned, faithful? Should we be concerned? We brought in Gonzalez, I believe his last name was, to kind of maybe push Moody or at least have him as a backup, but then he gets hurt. I know they signed another kicker. Should the Niners just re-sign Robbie Gould? Should the Niners say, you know what? Let's just put Moody on IR for the rest of the year. Let him get his confidence. Let him work on being with the team. Let's just bring back Robbie Gould for one more year. I'm really concerned. I've seen games lost because of a missed field goal. I'm not trying to be downer here, but imagine we're in the playoffs for the third time in a row and we lose because of a missed freaking field goal by Moody. Should we be worried about a kicking situation? I believe it's a very honest question. Oh, wow. Okay. But that was before they came up with sacks, right? That was before they started to record sacks, if I'm not mistaken. Don, how you doing, Don? Welcome, welcome. No, we are still finding out. Alden Smith had 19 and a half. Okay. Thank you, Randy. In 2012? Teresa says, Moody puts me in a mood, brother. I hear you. Moody puts me in a scary mood. If I can be honest. I don't personally have a kicker. I don't personally have a kicker issue. Faithful. Randy, I hear you, bro. I love your confidence. But the kicking game is so freaking important. Kickers put up the most points. I mean, think about it for a minute. 2023 with the roster that we have, we're going into this season with Robbie Gould. Or we're going into this season with Jake Moody, rookie that hasn't played very much. That's a scary thought, but I hear you. I don't think Gould is picking up the phone for San Francisco at this point. Somebody needs to go to Chicago and kidnap his ass and bring him back. Or Crosby. Is Crosby available? Interesting. But I don't think they make a bigger kicker move after Bosa deal. It's done, and they know that they have left to work with. Now, keep in mind this, 49er High. Once Nick Bosa gets signed, we're going to have more money after his signed contract than we do now. And maybe that's what they're waiting. Maybe they will bring back Gold. I just thought about that. Maybe they're trying to sign, they want Nick Bosa to sign on the dotted line. And then they can work on bringing in Robbie Gould. Because the more money will be cleared for this year against the cap once Nick Bosa gets signed. So we'll have more money after he signs than we have right now. Okay, dealing with a huge migraine for the last 3 days. I am so sorry, Don. I will definitely keep you in my prayers. And the last night and today, where's the worst? I have been in tears. You're probably already off the channel, but if you're still watching, get your rest. I will be praying for you. Let's all send our prayers, positive vibes towards Don Dotson for a quick recovery. I hate migraine headaches. They are terrible. They're like a toothache in your head. Now, being loyal to a fault is one thing. Being nervous, it's a completely different thing. I am loyal. I got 49ers tattoo. I got 49ers tattoo right here. Now, this doesn't say Raiders. It says Rachel, not Raiders. And I got the 49ers right here. So I got the 49ers 3 times. I'm pretty loyal in and out of season, whether I'm wearing my gear or not. I'm wearing the logo on my body. But it doesn't exclude me from being nervous. I am not confident going into week 1 with the situation we have right now at kicker. You're welcome, Don. Get your rest, sister. Get your rest. Turn off the lights. I know it's difficult. You have 2 little ones you have to attend to, but, while they're sleeping, take advantage of it. Get your sleep. And I pray for a quick recovery. In Jesus' name, let's go. Randy Daytona says, I watched every Moody College kick. He had one bad, meaningless game. I like him. He made the game-winning kick the other day, even though it wasn't pretty. I hear you. But he's still a rookie, man. Imagine being 22 years old, coming in, you're a third round pick. You have high expectations. You are required to replace a kicker like Robbie Gould, who has never missed a kick in the playoffs. I don't know about you, Randy, but that is enough to make a young kid nervous. But I hope you're right. Terradome is in the house. What's up, Terradome? Welcome to the channel, my friend. Rafael says, good evening to Terradome. Joey E says, how do you feel about the run defense, Beto? I think Najee and Jalen Warren might go off week 1. I was concerned, Joe, but after listening to Steve Wilkes approach the podium today, is it still today? Is it? No, okay, yeah, we're still today. Approached the podium today, and he spoke about these young linebackers not being in the right gap, getting out of their stand. He said there's still no excuse in preseason, but he understands these are young players. The fact that we have Hargrave, Eric Armstead, Jackson, and Bosa, and also the backups, we have Fred Warner, Greenlaw, arguably the two best linebackers. Will it be a test week 1? Absolutely. Do I think Najee Harris and Jalen Warren may go off? I think we will keep him in containment. They will bring a challenge to this defense. We will know a lot by halftime of game 1. But I do feel more confident hearing from Steve Wilkes talking about exactly that. He convinced me. Now he has to go out and do it. You can only learn on the job, in my opinion. Absolutely. And some people learn more by watching than by reading. NFL is a whole different level than college. Yes, absolutely. The girls are sleeping and so is the hubby. Just quiet and watching my show. No lights are on. I love and I have so much respect for you, Dawn. You're an amazing mother, a wonderful wife, and a great supporter to a lot of us content creators. May God continue to bless you and your family. You're an awesome and amazing friend. Randy says, my girlfriend teaches. Oh, really? Seminars. She's a pilot, huh? Oh, I gotta stretch my back, sorry. Pilot seminars. When they get in planes, they make mistakes. Now, you want to make those mistakes in a seminar for sure, right? Than a real airplane. Only natural for humans to make errors. Absolutely. Now, this is why practice and real games are kind of more to this, because to me, practices are simulated booth and games are the real airplanes. I'd rather Brock Purdy throw interceptions in practice than the real game. You feel me? So that's where I wasn't so concerned about Brock Purdy throwing interceptions in training camp. Those 2 times that he started against the Broncos and against the Chargers, he looked pretty good, didn't he? He looked poised. He got rid of the ball, and he looked great. And real quick, if any of you heard about how they've been giving him less reps, please don't feed into that. I know that Brock Purdy haters are going to bring that narrative. Oh my God, does he have arm fatigue? Oh my God, is the injury really still there? Maybe he's not 100%. Could it just be that they've seen enough in Brock to say, all right, you know what? Let's slow down the throwing. Let's let him be rested for week 1. We've seen enough. Why people want to feed in way too much into that. And by the way, Randy, tell your girlfriend I said that that's an amazing job. A pilot instructor and a simulator. Wow. That is a cool job. I can imagine how stressful it is. That is cool, man. Listening to the podcast as well, I was like, Moose is sleeping in my lap. Can't move. I know that feeling. My dog sleeps with me on the bed, on my side of the bed. Not my wife's side. But then again, we got 2 dogs. So her dog, and they're both our dogs, but the poodle is really loyal. She loves me. She comes to daddy, but she's very loyal to her mom, which is my wife. And my mixed Chihuahua rescue dog is loyal. She's right here next to me asleep. Whatever room I'm in, she's in. But my point being is sometimes she's comfortable on the bed by my feet and I want to move my legs and I'd rather stay stiff than interrupt her. And she lets me know too. I hit her, she's like, "Rrr, rrr." Oh, I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you. My friend says I should just kick her off. I'm like, no, can't do that. She's my baby. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of. Where did I hear that? Level of competition on the NFL is a lot higher, but Moody was kicking in front of 75 to 80K fans at the big house. College crowds are nuts. I might have to say that college crowds are more louder than the NFL. Let's keep it real. You got a bunch of 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, all boozed up, yelling at one time. In real pro football, you got a lot of young people too, but then you got a lot of old people like myself that decides to get up and yell like 3 times out of the whole game. College kids are standing for most of the game, yelling from the top of their lungs from the minute the ball gets kicked to the time the clock expires in the 4th. So I hear you. Roberto. What's up, Roberto? Welcome. Thank you very much. I enjoy all the podcasts. Thank you. Appreciate your kind words. Moody's taking third is def crazy, but Justin Tucker struggled early in his career too. Justin Tucker was an undrafted kicker. So I don't think he had a lot of expectations on him, and yet he still struggled. Imagine being the first kicker off the board. What that comes with. I'm thinking Justin was an undrafted. Please correct me if I'm wrong. They're not true Niner fans if they're listening to that. We have 2-year-old Labradoodles. He's a moose. He's all about mom until dad and sister get. Now, It's interesting you say that because my dog is everywhere that I'm at. When it's just me and my wife, it's just the poodle's with her and my dog is with me. When my goddaughter, who is 10 years old now, or 11, comes over, the poodle still goes and follows my wife. This one over here forgets I exist and becomes loyal to my goddaughter for the time that she's here. And I'm like, damn, that hurts. But I got over it. I mean, she acknowledges me, but she loves to play with my goddaughter. And I sit on the couch, watch TV. My goddaughter runs around the house with her. Yeah, if I was her, I'll follow my goddaughter too, right? Yes, but Moody was a good among those fans. His confidence was over the moon. Smitty. What's up, Smitty? In the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel. I love this show because you keep it real. Thank you, Beto. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to keep it as real as possible, and I try not to let my emotions. Now, my emotions in the past have got the better of me. And I have to be careful with that. There came a moment where I started to dislike Trey Lance, not because of Trey Lance, but because of all the Trey Lance fans, how ridiculous they were. And I had to realize, wait a minute, I cannot allow myself to judge Trey Lance based on other people. Trey Lance is a good kid, a good quarterback. He's not a bust, in my opinion. He just has not had enough reps to prove that he can get better. And unfortunately, the Niners ran out of time with him because we have a win now roster, and they believe they can win with Brock Purdy. They don't need a Patrick Mahomes. Not to say that a Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be great. I would love Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. By the way, my favorite quarterback is Joe Burrow. But they believe they can win with Brock Purdy. They believe that Brock Purdy can do exactly what Kyle Shanahan wants him to do. They believe he can do the layups and get the ball to the playmakers. Kyle is always going to position his playmakers to get open. But it's up to the quarterback to see it quickly and distribute the ball out fast. Do I wish he had a strong arm like a Trey? Yeah. But that's why we have Sam Darnold with a strong arm. Do I wish he was big like Trey? Of course. But there's something about Brock Purdy, ladies and gentlemen. There's something about Brock Purdy that makes him unique and special. I don't know if this is going to make sense to you or not. But when I saw Brock Purdy play last year, I saw the it factor. And I can't even explain what that is. It's just a feeling that he has it. That it factor. Like you see him play, you're like, you know what? This guy can win us a championship. The more he learns, the better he's going to get. He has that it factor. Trey Lance had the tangibles. He had the gift and the height and the strength of arm and the body. But I did not see the it factor in Trey. Now, that's not to say that he won't get it. That's not to say he won't get it. He can easily have that in a few years. But I saw that from Brock. Brock came in. He did not allow the noise to get to him. The big stage to bother him. Coming in as a backup to the game of the team he loved watching as a kid, the Miami Dolphins. And playing the way he did. And then the next day, he beat the GOAT and Tom Brady. Kind of like the passing of the mantle. Tom Brady. Now, I'm not saying Brock is going to win 10,000 Super Bowls. And, I'm not saying that. So calm down. What I'm saying is Tom Brady, before he became Tom Brady, people were not high on him. He was a 6th-round pick. He was skipped 5 rounds. Okay? Keep that in mind. He was skipped 5 rounds. And he finally, in how many times did the Patriots skip him? Until they pulled the trigger in the 6th round for Tom Brady. And then Tom Brady was behind Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe gets hurt. Tom Brady shows what he can do. Belichick never looked back. Went with Tom Brady. Traded away Bledsoe. And Brady went on winning 6 Super Bowls in New England. Again. I'm not saying that Brock is going to... If he does, great. I'm just saying that it's similar. It's not the same, but similar. Here comes a kid that went in the 7th round. Everybody looked over, including the Niners. The Niners finally pulled the trigger. Trey Lance was the starter, the Bledsoe, if you will. And Trey got hurt. Now, in between was Jimmy, but Jimmy was not going to be here any longer. So Jimmy gets hurt. And Brock comes in and plays very well. And you know what I keep hearing from people, especially from the haters? I hear from the haters that they're going to figure out Brock Purdy. They're going to figure him out. They're going to figure him out. Wait until defenses figure him out. Look, the Dallas Cowboys, they started to figure him out. And he did not light up the scoreboard on the Dallas Cowboys. You're right. His numbers were low. But let me ask you, who won the game? Who won the game? Dak Prescott or Brock Purdy? Who went on to play the Eagles? Dak Prescott or Brock Purdy? So I don't care what the numbers are in a game. I don't care if he has over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 touchdowns running it in, compared to no touchdowns, throwing the ball all over the place, or 1 touchdown, and we win the game because the quarterback does not turn it over. People are so used to John Madden type of football. It's like they judge a player on how many points they give them on Madden more than winning a game. Like, Brock Purdy did not give me enough points last year in my fantasy league. So he did not play that good against Dallas. Shut the hell up. He won the game. We moved on. Wasn't that important? These GMs, like Terradome says, fantasy football GMs drive me nuts. They base a player's performance on the stats from fantasy football. While he didn't put big numbers, he didn't throw that many touchdowns. But who won the game? The last time I checked, the Niners advanced. The Cowboys didn't. The last time I checked, Dak Prescott turned it over twice. How many times did Brock Purdy turn it over? Oh, but that doesn't show in the stats in fantasy football. Enough with the fantasy football. What's up, 615 Random Goat? This is my friend. He's a Saints fan. He loves the Saints. But he's a great guy. Always visits my shows. Always shows support for Niners Sickness Podcast. Hannah, applause for you, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you, man. I wish you guys to have a good year. Not against us, but have a good year with, I think Derek Carr is going to be a much improvement over Crab Legs. For sure. Most quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. Doesn't mean they aren't worthy of love. Now, that's a good point. Let's talk about this for a second. I was talking to one of my brothers. I love my brother. Not my brother, blood brother, but a friend of mine that I met online. I love him. I call him, he's my brother. He believes that Kyle Shanahan is not a good coach because he hasn't won a Super Bowl. He believes that Kyle Shanahan has to win a Super Bowl to be a good coach. I do not believe that. How many great coaches in NFL history are Hall of Famers that have not won a Super Bowl? Levy, I keep forgetting his first name. Not Mark. The Buffalo Bills head coach back in the day. Hall of Fame coach, right? Then he went to 4 Super Bowls, but never won one. People don't realize how much luck it takes to win a Super Bowl. To me personally, it's 50% skill set and 50% luck. Levy lost the Super Bowl, the first Super Bowl against the Giants by a missed field goal from his kicker. A great kicker, by the way. Tell me that wasn't luck or bad luck for them. I can't remember the coach, but he was a coach of the Chargers, the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. Great coach, Hall of Fame coach, but never won a Super Bowl. And quarterbacks, like Randy Daytona says, quarterbacks don't have to win a Super Bowl to be great. Let me ask you a question. Let's keep it 100. Can we keep it 100? Can we talk truth? Mars Levy. Thank you, Randy. Mars Levy, yes. Let's talk some truth now. Who's a better quarterback? Trent Dilfer or Dan Marino? And don't be laughing at me. I hear you. But I have a reason why I mentioned it. There's a reason why I mentioned this question. Who's the better quarterback? Dan Marino or Trent Dilfer? The week before he gave you 41 and 3 TDs versus Seattle, we forget that real quick. Yep. Every game is different. Every defense you face is different. Sometimes you score 41 points and 3 touchdowns. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Whatever. You know what I was going with that. So, if you say the better quarterback is Trent Dilfer, then you don't know football. But if you said Dan Marino is way better than Trent Dilfer, then you're correct. But who has a Super Bowl and who doesn't? Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl. Dan Marino does not. So when people tell me a Super Bowl defines how good a quarterback is, I think that is so stupid. You're not a good quarterback or you're not a good head coach unless you win the Super Bowl. Dan Marino was a marvelous quarterback. And this is not an argument that I want to talk about tonight. Okay? I'm not going to talk about this tonight. So if you ask me, I'm not going to ask, but I'm going to tell you this. And don't hate. But if you want to hate, that's fine. You want to unfollow me, that's fine. I'm just sharing my opinion. To me, Dan Marino was a better quarterback than Joe Montana. What? Yes, Dan Marino, to me, was a better quarterback than Joe Montana. And I love me Joe. I love Joe Montana. He's the GOAT. 4 Super Bowl rings. The comeback kid. The under 2-minute quarterback. Now, I wouldn't do it tonight, but I can make a show why I think Dan Marino's a better quarterback or was a better quarterback than Joe Montana without winning Super Bowls. If you ever want to have a discussion about that, we can. Now, I hope I did not lose half of you with that remark. That's just my opinion. Whether I'm stupid or not, that is my opinion. You can agree or disagree. That's fine. I like Steve Young better than Joe. Now, I love Joe. Don't get me wrong. I love Joe. This is not me talking trash about Joe. And I will come against anybody that talks shit about Joe. This is me just stating what I believe. This is no way me talking shit about Joe. Joe, the comeback kid, under 2 minutes. They call him a surgeon because he was just slice defenses. I grew up in the Joe Montana era. I watched Joe Montana when he was drafted from Notre Dame in the 3rd round to the Niners. I watched him stand behind Steve DeBerg and develop. And I love Joe Montana. So this is not me being an ass and talking. This is just me knowing football, loving football, and just giving you my perspective. Now, you don't have to agree. That's fine. I know it's a murky water territory, but that's just me. Randy says, Don, drink a glass of water, stick your head in the freezer, and breathe in your nose very fast. Then go to sleep. Don't take any man-made pills. Yeah, you don't want to talk about medications, bro. And I'm not going to start a new podcast or continue talking about the pharmaceutical. People say, will they ever, what's the word I'm looking for? Will they ever have, what's the right word? Will they ever come with any solution on how to overcome cancer? There's a word, I'm missing the word. I don't know. There's a word people say. Will they ever figure out how to overcome cancer? I'm not saying it right, but you know my point. And I believe they will never, ever take away cancer. Why? Because it is a multi-million-dollar business for the pharmaceutical. Cure. That's the word. I will never see anybody cure cancer. Why? Because the pharmaceutical did not want you to be cured. There's money in radiation. There's money in chemo. And they want you to keep coming. And it's sad to say, but it's the truth. They don't want to cure cancer. They just want to patch it up. And if you're the one that comes with a cure, they either pay you off or they kill you. I said it. The pharmaceutical either pay you off or they kill you and take you out of this earth. It is a multi-trillion money business in medication. So I don't like it either. But that's me though. I don't want to get into political, and this is football, but it hits a nerve when people talk about pills, man. Take this, take that. No. Change your habits. Eat right. Exercise. And you'll be better whatever you have. Now, if you have cancer, if you have an illness that can take away your life, that's different. But if you have if you're diabetic and you're not born with it, chances are you gotta. And I know this by hand. I'm a big guy. I'm diabetic, but I was taking insulin. But since I changed my diet and I started to eat the right food, the amount of insulin that I've been taking before, I dropped it dramatically, and it's going to come to a point where I'm even going to stop taking it. I just had to make changes in my eating and exercises. Dan Marino was better pure passer than Joe Montana, but better overall quarterback than Montana, I don't agree. And that's Jay Harrison. I respectfully appreciate your comment, and I'm not going to get into a debate. And it's not about debating. It's just about explaining my reasons why I think he's better. But I do like that he is a pure passer. Joe Montana, I mean, they're both great quarterbacks. So it really comes down to a preference, right? And maybe I will do a podcast about Dan Marino versus Joe Montana, the good qualities, the bad qualities, and kind of talk about it. But if you're going to be, and I'm not talking about you, Harrison, if you're going to be biased, I'm a Joe Montana lover, and no matter what you say, we're never going to have a decent discussion because you're close-minded. I'm not saying you don't have to agree with me, and I'm not saying that I'm going to convince you otherwise. But if you come with a non-biased attitude, we can carry a conversation for sure. Marino was one of the most talented passers the game has ever seen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tanisha. How you doing, Tanisha? Good to see you. Any Bosa updates? I talked about it in the beginning of the video. You're welcome to watch the replay. But in a nutshell, no updates. Not the kind of updates you want to hear. Or we all want to hear. Unless it just popped up on Twitter while I've been doing the live. Can you get a neck rub? Could help. Oh, you're talking about... I actually need a neck rub. But let me show you something. Let's see if I can do it. Hold on, guys. Here we go. All right. So now, let me do this. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to show you something real fast. All right. Check this out. Yeah, I got you on camera. She sleeps right there in her bed. Yeah, but she was laying on the floor. I got you on camera. All right. Let me turn this off. Sorry. Boom. Just wanted to show you guys that. My little baby. Sometimes it's your posture, spine is your back, okay? If you're referring to me, I'm a paraplegic. I was paralyzed for 10 years. I'm a paraplegic. Was bound to a wheelchair for 10 years. I was told that I would never walk again, and that I'll be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. God had other plans. A lot of rehab, support of the family. I am walking. I'm doing everything that I used to do. Do I still have symptoms of my spinal cord injury? Yes. I have chronic pain, a lot of chronic pain, muscle spasms. I can't ride a motorcycle like I used to. I miss my Harley. I still have a motorcycle license. I used to drive 18-wheeler. I can't drive those anymore, but I can drive a car. I don't need hand controls, just with my feet. So by the grace of God, I've been walking, but my back does hurt, but it's going to hurt whether I sit here or I sit on the couch relaxing. So it's chronic pain. And what people don't know what chronic pain is, think of a toothache or an earache that never goes away. It never goes away. If any of you have ever, or migraine headache, imagine having the migraine headache like Don has, but it never goes away. I've been having this chronic pain since 97. And this is no shot at anyone. But if you're not strong in your heart up here, I see why people commit suicide when they have this type of pain. Because it's like you're in a nightmare that you never wake out of. When you break your leg and you go through the process of healing, as soon as you break your leg, you're hurting. Oh my God, you're in pain, blah, blah, blah. But as your bones start to heal and as days, weeks go by, it begins to subside. It doesn't hurt as much as it did day 1, day 20th. And eventually it goes away when it heals correctly, right? When you have chronic pain, it never heals. That pain you feel it consistent while you're asleep, awake, watching TV, or doing a podcast. And this is why you see me kind of do this. And this is why my friend bought me this table, which I think I showed you guys before. It rises up and down. And I know I need to stand up. And the beautiful thing is I can stand up talking to you guys because everything goes up. Camera, everything goes up because everything's attached to the table. I think you guys seen me do it before. Well, you know what? Let me stand up now. Hold on. Can I give you how I do this? Oh, a little bit higher. So now if I want to stand up for a minute, which I should, but I always stay sitting down. It's good to, the thing is I can sit longer than I can stand. So I stand up for like 5 minutes and then I have to sit down and it's like, I don't want to really like stand up and then have to sit back down right away. And people are like, stop moving the camera. They don't make money if you get better. Exactly. Now I am behind in the comments, so I'm going to scroll down a little bit, make sure I'm not that behind. I think the better question is, would be Dan Marino trade his career for Trent Fillers? Yeah, it would be nice. Did the Deebo Samuel deal take this long? Damn it. Again, it did not take this long, but Deebo's contract was not a record-breaking contract either. The Nick Bosa will be the San Francisco 49ers all-time biggest contract they have ever paid a player. It'll be the biggest contract they have ever paid a player. So I can understand why they're taking longer than, I don't like it. Yeah, who's looking at me? It's smart. It's a smart dog. She noticed that I was that I had the camera towards her and she turned around. Okay. So it's all about me, you know. Sorry, Don. I didn't mean to take your spotlight. My apologies. I blame that on the Mexican. You're talking about me. Man, you guys, I have 19 people at 20 people at 10 minutes to 11 Pacific time. You guys are amazing. See, now I have to sit back down. This is where I'd rather not stand. And plus, if I had my shoes on right now, I probably could stand longer. But the fact that I don't, yeah. Well, I've been old since 97 because that's when I started feeling. Stop licking my leg. Hey. My dog. All of a sudden, I felt like a tongue on my leg. I'm like, hey. My dog needs to get revoked her liquor license. My dog needs to be taking her liquor license away. She loves to lick. Oh my goodness. If you know some of you may get grossed out, and I'm sorry if I gross you out, but there's been times where she catches me off guard that I felt her tongue all the way to my tonsils. I'll be like holding her, and I open my mouth, and she hits me with the tongue, and I'm like, oh, Cleo. Her name is Cleopatra, but I call her Cleo for short. I go, stop that. And she looks at me, she smiles, but she likes to lick everything, which is not comforting, right? It is not comforting. She likes to lick everything. All right, let me sit back down, guys, because, again, this is why I don't stand up. So let me sit down, and the desk will come down to me. Give me a second. Sorry. Okay, much better. But you know what? It did feel good to stand up. 49er Jeff is in the house. What's up, 49er Jeff? Welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Brian's in the house. We got a movie star. We got somebody famous in the house. We got royalty. What's up, Brian? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Hello, everyone. Hope you are having a great Thursday. I just watched. I think there was a TV show. I forgot the name of it, but it's not in English, but you can convert it to English. So it kind of sounds funny when they're talking their language and they're trying to get into English words. It's like a Japanese movie like Godzilla and try to get dubbed in English. But it's about Thor. Thor, when he was young, how he got his powers. It's on Netflix, I believe, or Hulu. Or the Disney Channel. No, Netflix. And it's him and his brother. I forgot his brother. But when you mention Thor, it's a pretty good show. Little different than the Marvel shows, but I don't know if you guys seen it or not. But it's pretty good. It's on Netflix. Randy Daytona, message me on Twitter or Facebook. We got something to talk about. Ooh, Randy, you are being paged by El Presidente. Not the French kiss from, yeah. She loves French kisses, man. It's funny, my poodle is the opposite. You try to kiss my poodle, and she backs up. She loves to be rubbed. She loves for you to rub her head and her neck. But no kisses from my poodle, from anybody. This one here will kiss anything that moves. Anything. You should feel special. And at the very least, if you don't feel special to no one else, I know you feel special to your kids as their great father and your beautiful wife who supports you in a lot of good ways that I've never seen a wife do, support their husbands, man. You guys are an amazing couple, Bryant. You and your wife. And Roberto Davis says, what's up, brother? Beto, game 1 coming up. Let's go. So, we are facing the Steelers week 1. September 10th, Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 o'clock Central and 4 o'clock Eastern. Can the Niners go into Pittsburgh without Nick Bosa and beat the Steelers? Let me know in the comments. Can San Francisco go into Pittsburgh without Bosa and leave Pittsburgh with a W? Unfortunately, okay, have a good night. Don, I'm surprised you made it this long with that migraine. I would have let go. I would have hanged up a long time ago, but I appreciate you. My younger sister, love you. Tell the girls I said hi in the morning. Tell the hubby that he needs to become a Niner fan. Stop being a Raider fool. And hopefully you feel better tomorrow when you wake up. Good night. Now, unfortunately, I am not like Steph Sanchez, who, in my personal opinion, does a great Nick Bosa impersonation. I can't pronounce that word. Anyway, you know what I mean. She does a great Bosa, and I can't do it. I was gonna get on the phone like I was gonna act like I'm talking to Bosa, but yeah, not good. I think I'm gonna have Stephanie on my show, and she's gonna be Bosa, and I'm gonna be Parag, and we're gonna have a live contract talk. No, Robert, I'm with you on the whole. Didn't want to play in preseason. He never plays in the preseason since he's been here. If I recall, he hasn't played in a preseason game. But you would think he would want to get into practice now and get himself kind of warmed up for week 1. Am I concerned? No. Am I nervous? Yes. And I believe both of those can be true. I can be nervous but not concerned. But I think if Saturday comes around, Sunday, and he hasn't signed, yep, I'm going to be more nervous than I am tonight. Have we not won games when Bosa was hurt in the past? We have. We have. But I am more confident when Bosa is in that defense. Because it's going to be hard to cover Bosa or Hargrave. That means that Eric Armstead and Jackson are going to be open on one-on-ones, and they can take advantage of it. But if Nick Bosa is out, they're going to double team Hargrave and double team Eric Armstead. And do you really want to put your faith on Jackson week 1, as great as he's going to be, in my opinion? But put your faith on Jackson and Farrell for week 1? That's a hard sell for me. Correct. That's another good point. The fact that he hasn't worked. But the plus side is if Bosa was a secondary, if he was a corner or a safety, then I would be a little bit more disappointed not to work with Steve. But he's very familiar with Chris Kasarik. And so I think he'll be okay. I just want him signed and delivered, man. I want to get this behind us, move forward. I think Moody plays week 1. If he fails, they will bring out. Yeah. I think they signed one already. I think they signed a kicker already to the practice squad, if I'm not mistaken, Roberto. I think he was a Steelers. He kicked for the Steelers back when. Or was it the Packers? I don't know. One of those. But I want Bosa to be signed. I want the whole situation with Jake Moody to be ready. I don't want to start slow. I want to start fast. So it's going to be interesting. Guys, make sure to hit the like button for me if you haven't done so already. Smash that like. Please wipe your feet before entering and smash that like button for your boy Niner sickness. And remember, we are live, all the way live from the Bay Area, San Francisco, East Bay. Talking 49er football, ladies and gentlemen. Let me remove the minor. Let me put a little bit of Groot in there. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, at Niner Sickness 49. Would appreciate that very, very much. Okay, I think I read that one. Oh, let me read this one here. Beto, I heard a song you would like. What song is that? Make sure to follow me on TikTok. I act goofy on TikTok. I do a lot of videos on TikTok, so make sure to follow me if you want to see me act all goofy, especially during the season. I give reactions on winning or losing on little clips on TikTok, so make sure to follow me there. Also, you can follow me on IG at Niner Sickness Podcast. They did sign a kicker, played with the Steelers, okay, and Chiefs. 40 to 46 in his career with a couple of 50s. Okay, I like that. Better to be safe than sorry. If you will, you don't want to get caught with your pants down. You don't want to be a Mike Singletary. How many of you guys get that reference, Mike Singletary, when I mention you don't want to get caught with your pants down? Some of you not even remember that. You too, Teresa. It's always an honor to have you on the show. It's always an honor to have you in the comments. Appreciate you very, very much. I think he may see time in week 1 over Moody since he's kicked there before. You know, that's a good point. That's a very good point. And is used to the crazy wins there. That's a very, very interesting point.
That is the correct answer.
Let's see. Brian, they did sign a kicker. I want winners. That was another phrase that Singletary is known for. I will play with 10. Then play with 11. Yeah. Mike Singletary and his pants saved Vernon Davis' career. Now, the whole I want winners, and I love what he did for Vernon Davis, but more, I love the way Vernon Davis responded. Isn't it funny how life could have went 2 different ways for Vernon that day? Talk about a televised fork in the road. I made an awful fork in the road. But imagine that. That was a fork in the road for Vernon Davis. He could have responded 1 or 2 ways. Kept his attitude, didn't give a shit and would have just walked out, who cares? Or chose to listen to Mike Singletary. And the fact that Mike Singletary told him, go back and get your helmet on national TV, and he went back and got it, told me everything I needed to know from Vernon Davis. Yep, he's young, naive, but he has a good head on his shoulders. And Vernon Davis turned out to be a great human being and a great football player. I salute you. Let's give him a hand of applause for making the right decision that day. But the whole pants down, it was recorded and said that, well, when Mike Singletary was talking to the players, that he put his pants down and made a comment that I'm not going to repeat on here. And somebody caught it and showed it. And that's he'll forever known as dropping his pants in the locker room. Yep, Moon and the Stars. That is correct. Oh. I don't want to get banged by YouTube, but I'm going to ask Siri. Siri, play You're the Girl. You're That Kind of Girl. Hey, Siri, play You're the Kind of Girl.
Here's You're the Kind of Girl by Lee Fields and the Expressions.
All right. Can't do too much, unfortunately. Copyright. And YouTube gets crazy, but I'll listen to it after the show there, Randy. Beto, will you be going live on the Niners versus Steelers game? I don't know yet. I might. I might go live with my friend Jess from East Coast Red and Gold, but not quite sure yet. All right, it's going to be 2 hours. So I'm going to start winding down exactly at 2 hours. So I'm going to shut it down at 11:15 in a few minutes. Always enjoy talking football. Paraphrasing, but he basically said it was less embarrassing to stand there with his pants down than it was to be on the field that day. Ah, okay. And you are paraphrasing because he used a lot of, I don't know, did he cuss? I don't know if he used to have a cross. So I don't know if he cussed or not, but if he did, I'm pretty sure that's what he used. What's up, Seahawk Eddie? Welcome, my friend. Hey, that show earlier, Brian, you and David McNiner and you guys had Peachy on. Great show, man. I love what you guys are doing. You are an inspiration, Brian. Keep doing you, man. Keep doing your shows and continue to have fun, my friend. Have fun in what you do, my friend, and don't let anyone ever discourage you of doing what you love to do. You and your wife are amazing. David McNiner is an amazing dude. And I look forward to meeting you guys soon. What do we have? 4 more minutes. All right, I'll be shutting it down in about 4 minutes. For those that want to still hang in with me, you guys are more than happy to hang up with me. So we got 4 minutes to go. let's do some score prediction. If you guys do score prediction, if you don't worry. I don't want to mess up your juju. But if you're okay in making a score prediction, give me your score prediction for week 1. What is your score prediction for week 1 against the Steelers? Whether Bosa's there or not. What is your score prediction? Likewise, Bryant. Likewise. So give me some score predictions if you guys, who is going to win on Sunday, September 10th, between the San Francisco 49ers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, we got Rudy Daytona come out with the first prediction. He says 23-16 49ers. I love it. You as well, Tanisha. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Brian says 49ers 34, Pittsburgh 24. Ooh. Okay. A 10-point differential. Terradome was coming out with a 33-21 win by yours truly, San Francisco 49ers. Teresa says 17-14 Niners. Niners Hive says 24-17 Niners. Interesting. Now, hold on, guys, before you go, since I have 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left. Hold on. Over 1 minute. Oh, my goodness, it flew by. Give me 1 second. For those that gave me a prediction tonight, look who it is. My girl, my sister. Mariah, how you doing, Mariah? Good to see you, Mariah. I don't want to sound cliche. I don't want to sound like, oh my God, but seeing you pop up just put a big smile on this big boy's face. Thank you for popping in, girl. Really appreciate you. I'm going to give my prediction in a minute. Now, I might go over a few minutes, but for those that gave me a prediction, I'm going to sign off, but before I turn my computer off, I'm going to write down everybody's name and your predictions, and then I'm probably going to do one more show or a couple more. You know what? Screw it. Just for you guys. Mariah, if you are in here still, give me your score prediction. Give me your score prediction for if you want to. You don't have to. Give me your score prediction for the first game of the week, with or without Bosa, what the score is going to be, and just those that put the score prediction tonight. I'm going to do different shows. I'll do different prizes, but for tonight, whoever wins the score prediction from the ones that gave it to me tonight will win this beautiful patch. Niner Gang patch. Look at that beautiful Niner Gang patch. It's a patch. And I can either put, I forgot the name of the tape. Oh my God, what's the name of it? Anyway, I can put tape on it where you can iron it on your jersey. These are not sewed. These are ironed. Look at this. So, and you can wash your jersey multiple times and they don't come off. Some people prefer to sew it. Some people have sewing machines and they want to sew it on. So you win it. You let me know. Do you want the tape? Adhesive tape. That's what it's called. Do you want the adhesive tape on it or you don't? So I can either put the adhesive tape where you can just iron it on like I did, or you can just sew it on. So what I was going to say was, whoever picked today, I'm going to write down your names down and I'm going to do another show. But I decided, you know what? No. For every show that I decide to do predictions, I'm going to just let you guys be the winner of this. So this is for tonight only. I'm going to give a different patch on the next show. Now, just because you gave me a prediction tonight, it doesn't mean you can't play on my next show. And I'm going to give a different patch on every show. I don't know how I'm going to do 2 more, 3 more shows between now and then. But you can give me a prediction tonight, which you did, for this patch. And then if you see my next show and I do a prediction show, you can give me a prediction there. I'll separate it, and you'll win that. If you win, you win that patch. You might hit 2 patches. So good luck to everyone. But this one is just for those that gave me their predictions tonight. And I'll recap real quick. And then I'll shut it off and say goodnight. We got Randy, 23-16. We got Bryant, 34-24 Pittsburgh. The Niners, sorry. We got Terradome coming in with 33-21. Teresa, 17-14. Niner Hive, 24-17. And we got Mariah, 30-27 Niners. Anybody else? Anybody else? What's up, Tony Cope? Welcome. Tony Cope, give me your prediction. Gabriel Hernandez says 28-21 Niners. Tony Cope says 21-14 Niners. And I can imagine if I was a fly on the wall, and there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not saying this to be an ass. I think it's funny. But if I'm a fly on the wall, I can hear Brian say, Tony, hurry up, log in. Go to the Niner Sickness Show. He's giving away a patch. Maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But if I'm right, let me know, Brian. Am I right? Or am I just a tripping? Either way, glad to see you, Tony. Always a pleasure seeing you on here. I'll be honest. I did not expect to be on here for 2 hours this late. And I had no less than 13 people at a time. I went all the way up to 30 to 13 people, minimum of 13. You guys are amazing. You guys rock. So I'm going to end the show. I recorded everybody's prediction, and the winner will get this patch. And then I'm going to write this patch for this show tonight, and I'm going to write the title of the show. And when I do the next show, I'll write the title of that show, and then I'll show a different patch to go away with that. I might give away a lance. How many of you guys like lances? They go on your around your neck, and you can put your keys, or you can put whatever, a lance. I might give away a lance. How's that? Maybe I'll do that. So we'll see. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. There's still 16 strong. You guys are amazing. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to hit the like button for me if you haven't done so already. And if you have not following me, please subscribe to the channel. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for putting up with me talking football. May God bless you, each and every one of you. Brad's coming in late, but he's not late because the show is still going on. Good luck, Brad. 27-17, Brad says. So, if you're watching, I'm still talking, you put in your prediction, you're good. God bless everyone. Have a wonderful night. Love you all. And I'll see you guys on the next podcast. Until then, sayonara a todos. Peace.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.